What's up, everybody? This is your boy DJ R. Cole.
And I am the queen, and this is Boss Talk.
So right now we got the lady herself in the building. The lady, you know what? As you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, my name is DJ Lady P. Traveling DJ. I've been doing it for 8 years this May, and done everything from skating rinks, out of town parties, fashion shows, concerts, open mics, weddings, all that good stuff.
There you go. DJ Lady P is in the building.
Yeah. In the resume.
Live and direct.
Yeah.
So what's good with you out there in Cali? You know, right now you got all this stuff going on, and you know, I see you got your headphones on and everything, and then you got a picture in the background, and you looking at us, your picture in the background looking at us.
That is a fly banner. I tell you that is a fly banner.
Thank you. Thank you. You know how to do Lakers colors, gold and purple.
Nice.
Yes, I was just in my little area mixing and trying to put some stuff together for folks so they don't go crazy.
Yeah. Right now it seems like the DJs really got a lot of stuff going on to kind of keep everybody sane right now. So
exactly,
it might keep you guys sane too, because now you get that free time. You have all this time, and you have an audience that's just waiting for you, and you can just mix it up for us.
Yeah,
definitely. So what you got?
Yeah, it's like, you know.
I think it's a little bit of a lag in there. Yeah, you still there? Okay. All right. Yeah.
So I was saying that, with the pandemic that's going on, of course it's unfortunate, but and it is difficult for artists and DJs and entertainers at this moment because nobody's really hiring at the moment. There's a lot of lockdown, but there's always like a blessing in the midst of, chaos and calamity and everything. And the cool part about it is it's forcing DJs to, go live and really pour into their music, and we're bringing people together by doing what we're passionate about. And for me, that's what DJing is. It's about bringing different people from different backgrounds, age groups, and whatever differences that they may have when you play music and you play something they enjoy. It has this way of healing people and making people come together. And I feel like that is the positive out of the negative, is that people are still vibing. They're still smiling, finding something to make out of a bad situation. So I'm actually grateful in part to it, because it kind of forces people to up their work ethic, to focus on their business plan, stuff that they put to this back burner. Okay, now I got time, so let me sit down, and create and make my vision, come to pass. A lot of people put their visions on the back burner because life is like life, and it just throws itself at you.
Right.
So
Yeah, it definitely does. And music is universal. So, it's almost like as DJs right now, we have a responsibility to keep everybody who's at home sane.
Yeah. So y'all got to go live more.
So we have a responsibility. So, you being a female DJ in a predominantly male-dominated industry, and I hear it all the time from other, female DJs on how difficult it is and how much of a battle it is for you guys to be recognized as DJs. But, there's a lot of dope DJs out there. I love all DJs. You know what I'm saying? Men, women, kids, whatever the case is, because when they're serious about it, you hear it in their music,
right,
you hear you hear it in their mixes. And I know some female DJs that are just downright cold, so what has your experience been?
Trying, difficult, humbling, exciting. It's full of emotions that it comes with. For me, I like it because in some ways I like it because it's forced me to tap into my inner strength, to build tougher skin, where I'm an empath. So naturally I kind of absorb what everybody else is feeling or whatever, like that. So even in DJing, I'm absorbing all these different things on top of the trials of being a woman in a male dominated industry. For me, when I look at DJs, I just look at sound and how does it make me feel? And are they putting their heart into it? Are they doing it for money? Are they doing it for the love of it, the art of it? That's what I see. Of course, because of the world we live in, you do look at, oh, that's a female, she's bad, because people are kind of forced, in a way, we've kind of been like trained to look at people for gender or color or whatever. I look at people for their skill, for their character. You know what I mean?
Right.
So on one hand, it's like women, female power, you know, Black girls rock, etc. But on the other hand, it's just about the art.
Right.
So my experience has been, it's been trying. I've had moments where I've been like, I'm done, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Because when you put all you've got, your heart, your soul, your everything into it, and it feels like it's not enough, or you don't have that A-lister name for people to even give you 5 seconds of attention, or maybe you're not the trending topic right now, regardless of how good you are. Maybe you're not the new trend. Maybe you're not in the popular category. So you work. And at the end of the day, you just kind of got to have faith that things are going to work out how they're supposed to. And that, you know, God placed people in your life that will be a solid team for you and be that support system that you need. You can't do it by yourself. You just can't.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting?
So that's kind of it.
So what's interesting is that it's a competitive business too. You know, it's extremely competitive. So you actually have more than just a competitive obstacle. For most male DJs, it's competitive. Because as you mentioned, if you're not trending or if your name is not in the people's mouths or anything like that, I once heard a DJ say that if you're going to DJ and they already have a headliner DJ, or they're so used to hearing a particular DJ, you're already frowned upon because you're not their favorite DJ. So you could be dope, good transitions and everything, but because you're not the, as you say, trending topic, you could put on a dope set and they still be like, he was all right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's, for me, that's one of the issues with DJing, not only in the skate world, but in the open world as well, you know, because there's so many of us, but there is enough to go around, you know. But there's so many of us, and I know one of the things that I'm always saying is that you have to kind of separate yourself from everybody else, you know. And when I hear your name or when I see your mixes or listen to your mixes, in my mind, you separated yourself from everybody else, you know. So if I heard your mix next to someone else's mix, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's Lady P. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's important, and I think you're doing a great job, you know, what you're doing. So
thank you.
Yeah, keep pushing and everything like that. I love to see lady DJs.
Yeah.
You know?
There's not enough that's being featured. And it's part of that, just, I know it's male dominated, but is part of that men are just kind of pushing you guys away? Or is it not a lot of women DJs? Or what have you found to be the driving force of why there are not more women?
I think one, like he was saying, the competition factor can be intimidating. And it's weird because I'm not a competitive person unless it's like sports, then you can get this work. If it's like, you know what I'm saying? Dominoes or something, you can get this work. But
dominoes.
No, but my thing is, it's weird because I got into a demographic where it is competitive and I'm not competitive. I've had, and I'm very honest. You can ask me whatever and I'll be honest with you, because it's important to be honest. And I've had someone think that I try to hinder them in getting bookings or gigs based on, I guess, something a party coordinator told them. Absolutely not true, but it caused a division amongst two people who enjoy the same thing. And, you know, it's like you get little things happen. Of course, I know you guys are familiar with in the skate community or even in general, when it comes to entertainment, you have people out there that will plant seeds to try to cause division or competition because it's entertaining.
I know that firsthand. Yeah.
It's very entertaining. And if you think about it, reality shows are popular because there's conflict and because there's stuff that they're going through that you're not going through. So you're laughing at it, or you're like, I can't believe, so for me, I think that sometimes the limit in there being female DJs is that sometimes it gets intimidating. Then on top of that, us as women, we're growing and coming together, but it hasn't always been that way. It's sometimes there's that, who does she think she is, or little stuff like that, but now as time goes on and we realize that we're not each other's enemy and that we need each other, people are starting to come together. Women are getting more courage and believing in themselves and standing and going after their vision and their goals. And then the thing that plays a part in it is your environment, who you're around, who's in your life. You do have, not all men, but you do have some men that have this alpha ego of a woman needs to know her place. But then you have some men who are like, I'm all for it, whatever you need, this, that. So you've got this, this back and forth kind of thing. And where it starts as far as launching yourself as a female DJ or a female entrepreneur or whatever, is you have to have the belief and the will within yourself, because just like men have the things that they face day to day being men, or even being a black man, women, we have things that we face day to day being a woman, taking on things that are male dominated. I initially majored in hospitality management. You would think hospitality management and culinary arts, because growing up, what a woman's supposed to be in the kitchen. That's what you hear. You hear women do this, that, and third. So when I majored in hospitality and culinary arts, ironically, that was male dominated. And I was missed out on opportunities to be a chef and lead this and lead that, even though I had the skills to do it because of gender. So I think that's kind of what hinders some women, is really, okay, do I take this step and go after what really means a lot to me and face all the chaos and stuff that comes with it? Or do I kind of fade in the background? To be honest, I haven't made a lot of mixes or done a lot of lives or even thrown as many events as I used to, honestly, because I was intimidated by the politics. I didn't want to do something from the heart and then people twist it and think I'm doing it to attack this DJ or that DJ or to step on toes. So I just kind of got quiet. Yeah. And there were people who thought I retired. I didn't retire. I'm still DJing. I just, even post-surgery, after my surgery, I had a lot of people rooting for me during my surgery. After I recovered and I came back, those numbers of people that couldn't wait slowly started to dwindle. Yeah. And then people question, does she still have it? Is she still doing it? Is she gonna get there? You got all these questions. I hear all the things that have been said. They get back to me. And so I started to question myself. Do I really want to take on that stress? Do I, even though it means a lot to me, do I feel like dealing with the naysayers or the rumors or the this or the that? So it can get intimidating. And I think maybe that's why. Yeah.
Yeah, I find that interesting because even myself personally, like I never really did mixes and I never really did, the whole live thing or anything like that. And, I had my reasons for doing it, but it's, a lot of people actually didn't even know that I even DJ. And a lot of people didn't even know that I've been DJing since 97. I was just kind of one of those quiet guys in the background. And, hey, it's just like, okay, you DJ? Yeah, I DJ, blah, blah, blah. But, they don't know that I've DJed for 5 people up to thousands of people, and that's just my background. But, when you stay humble like that, your opposition is kind of going back to what you're saying. People strive off a negative.
Yeah.
And if there's no what's the word I'm looking for? No controversy, then
there's nothing to talk about.
There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, it's not fun. Realities don't
which is so sad.
vibe with nice people.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yeah,
it is
so
sad.
Yeah. Then you have others who make it a competition when it's really not a competition. You're doing it for the love of it. You know, like I could tell you DJ for the love of it. I DJ for the love of it. I grew up in a house full of music. I played instruments.
Right.
You know, I just love good music, you know. But some people, especially in the DJ community, they're threatened by that, you know. And I'm sure it's even worse for you because you're in a male-dominated industry and you're a dope, I'm just gonna say a dope-ass DJ, you know? So it's like, so that's even more of a threat because they're worried about losing their position instead of coming together
and losing their
and
position
working
to
together.
a woman too, because that's hard for a man to accept as well, that you're losing it to a woman.
Yeah.
When did you get your start in DJing?
So
and where?
Officially DJing, officially DJing 2012 at Raquel's Jazz Lounge. I used to be a bartender and a server there, and I was being taught to do managerial tasks as well. And I had a group that I had started back in 2004 called Just Expression, where we would come together, do little open mics, which started in my garage. It was 4 of us. But I was determined to make it grow. And we would go to schools, we work with the youth and teach them art and music. And then we started throwing open mics events. It wasn't until 4 or 5 years later that I had a solid venue at a jazz lounge. We were packing the place out. And I was running music. I was like, I'm already running music. I know it was a childhood dream of mine to be a DJ, but my parents were not. My parents were, get your education, go to college, get something solid to rely on. So I'm like, I ain't gonna ask them to give me no DJ stuff. You know, my cousin, he DJ'd, he produced, so I'd watch him. My brother would do stuff and I'd watch them, and I just fell in love with it. And I was naturally an artist and I didn't know it, because in school I would write my essays as though they were poems, and I would write them in like a cadence. So my English teacher pulls me to the side, she talks to me, and she tells me that how I'm writing, it's not as bad, it's that I'm writing like I'm writing a poem or a song. And music always registered. Even like, because basically when I was a child and I had 2 brain surgeries, the way I thought, the way I processed things, the way I view things, and my passions, they changed. Who I was changed. And I became more artsy and creative and music driven because the part of my brain that they had to remove was the fine detail, whereas the creative part was left. So that's like firing. And that's how I got into music and DJing and just art in general. And so I was like, I'm gonna buy some equipment, saved up, bought my equipment, and then it was like history from there. It just took off.
So that's where you kind of started DJing in that lounge that you were doing your open mic?
Yeah. We had different shows. We did like, I did it for comedy shows, our open mic that we would throw. The open mic that we would throw, we had singers, poets, comedians. We'd have like tacos, a live band. Like it was awesome.
And
it was
what did
really
you do
awesome.
During those lives?
So sometimes I performed. And then I was co-host with my cousin, who you guys actually know. She skates, Lady Incredible.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So she was one of the members of the group. We had like 10 or 12 of us, my sister, a bunch of us. And we would do that. I'd work music. So if performers had tracks, they had to send me their tracks at least 2 days prior for me to prep it. And then I had music for filler. So we let people perform, we let people dance in between, and it was just the coming together, you know what I mean? Just art and music, and that's kind of where it just grew from there. And I just started going different places and doing different things. I'm like, I'm gonna try this. You know? So
where did your DJ name come from? It's DJ Lady P, but your first name and last name, I'm not gonna say your whole government first name and last name.
I know.
Don't have a P.
I've got a really long name. I got 2 last names.
Okay.
Lady P came from my boy Jason, who my poet name was Miss CC Lady Poetess. Everybody knew me as Miss CC Lady Poetess or Lady Poetess. So in going around and performing poetry at improv and colleges and stuff like that, and then taking up DJing, my homeboy was like, well, let's keep it short so that way people still know who you are. It's not too far from what you already branded. And so we went with Lady P and just shortened it from Miss CC Lady POTUS to Lady P.
There you have it. Because for a long time, I'm like, Lady P.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, so that's where it came from.
Okay, cool. Now, you said that you actually had some surgeries?
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
I had.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so when I was 9, I had my brain hemorrhaged, and I had a brain aneurysm after a baseball game. Nothing was wrong with me. I was completely fully functional prior to, like, very athletic, very sharp. You could tell me something once, I pretty much got it immediately. And after a baseball game, my head started pounding, and I was screaming, and it was getting worse. So you have a headache, and then you get a migraine. So imagine a migraine on steroids times 10.
Wow.
And I was 9 years old, and I was just screaming. And I remember kicking him. At first, my mom thought I was playing around because he was playing in the pizza parlor. So she didn't know it was serious. And then it got to a point, crying. I guess I blacked out. And they got me to the hospital. And from what they told me, they were trying to get a helicopter to rush me to Loma Linda, but there was no helicopters available. So they put me in an ambulance. I woke up, found out my brain was bleeding. I had what's called an AVM, ulterior venous malformation in my head, about the size of like a baseball. So basically, like, your veins in your head are supposed to grow across, like, spread out. Mine's grew in like a ball of yarn, all tangled. And eventually it just ruptured. So they did emergency brain surgery. They had to do 2 emergency brain surgeries. And then I had a stroke after each one, which is why they stopped after 2. And so I lived 20 plus years of my life with this tiny piece of AVM left, getting checked to make sure there's no growth. And then 2017, I found out my AVM grew, which is why I had my 3rd brain surgery on March 21st, 2018, to remove it and to allow me to be able to have kids now.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that is amazing. Such a good comeback story. Yeah, most definitely. So now let's talk about your skating, because we know you are a skater as well.
I mean, I don't really consider myself a skater, because I do the basic go forward, don't fall. That's it.
You skating though. You move.
I mean, yeah. But y'all be rolling. There's been rolling in skating. I be gliding across the floor, with my little. This is what I got. This is all I got right here.
You
little shoulder movement.
That's about all I got. That's it. Yeah, that's about it. I be trying, but y'all be doing everything. On them.
Well, how long have you been doing your shoulder move and skating back and forth?
Let's see. 10 plus years I've been around skating. 10 plus years, maybe 12 or so. My sister skated, and she was amazing at it. And I was like, I want to go shoot, I had to go and I'd watch. And it was just so fun. So I was like, I'm gonna get some skates. I'm gonna try it out. I'm a trier. I like to try whatever I can. And I did, and it was fun. So I just do my basic 1, 2, and watch y'all do the rest.
So when did you start as a skate DJ?
Let's see, 2012? 2012.
And where did you make that debut?
Skate Express at Chino.
Wow.
Okay.
That was one of them. And then I DJ'd at Stardust for a period of time in San Bernardino. I did parties once a month. And I DJ'd a couple of parties at Depot. And I DJ'd an event at Epic.
How'd you find that transition from going to just a regular DJ to the skate DJ when all you got is the shoulder move? I mean, how was that transition?
Because in my mind, my rationale was I can't. This is my rationale. I can't necessarily skate like they do, even though I would love to, but I know how to play music. I said, so one day, I don't know when, But one day I want to get in the booth and DJ for skaters, and that be my contribution. And so I got a call from Scooby, who used to work at Skate Express, and he DJ'd the hip hop session. Told me to come in. I came in, and I ended up having to fill out a job application to do it. And I did that. And then Joy, who used to manage Skate Express, she had me come in, interviewed me. She wanted me to play some music for Bert. And then just so Bert could show me the equipment. I did that. Then I went back to my interview. She finished interviewing me and she hired me. And I started doing family sessions. It was, I got,
it's a start.
This wasn't really what I was hoping for. But I'll work my way up. And that's what I did. I was determined to work my way up. And Jerry gave me a shot. Jerry let me have an adult session, see what the numbers look like, and just kept going from there. I didn't give up.
Wow, nice. Now, you're also a community advocate, correct?
Very much so.
Very much so.
And so tell us a little bit about that.
Because I see it in your posting.
We see that in
your Facebook and Instagram posts.
I've been a community advocate. Oddly enough, I will say this, since I was a kid, and this is why. Apparently, as a child in kindergarten, a teacher kicked a young student who was in kindergarten with me out of the class and put him out the classroom in the cold weather. I didn't like that. So I decided to get up. I went out the class. I went to the other classroom. I told the teacher that she put him out there and he had no coat and it was cold and he needed to be in the class. And my mom got called and I kind of got in trouble, but she was also kind of proud of me because I did the right thing.
Yeah.
So I've always kind of had it in me. I didn't like bullies in school. So, me being different myself and having limited ability to doing things, I was always like, no, right is right and wrong is wrong. And you defend those who can't defend themselves. And it just, as I grew up, I started working with youth and I felt like youth needed guidance for, just kind of everything that's going on. You have some kids who have homes, but no guidance, no parents that really love them. Or my dad and mom worked in inner city schools where there was poverty or, kids who didn't have rides, they didn't get meals. And I'm watching them do activism stuff and community stuff. I was like, I have to. It's only right. Like it's a part of my purpose and who I am. So I'm always voicing community because you can't have a community without unity. You just can't.
Yeah.
It's impossible. So everybody has a role to play. No, we can't save everyone. No, we can't help everyone, but we can help people one person at a time.
Yeah.
And so that's how I try to live my life is one day at a time, one person at a time, one opportunity at a time as it presents itself.
That's dope. Yeah. So when you're not DJing or hitting them with the shoulder lean and everything else, what else do you like to do in your spare time? Because here on,
do my.
Yeah, because we always like to find out what our fellow skaters do besides just skate and so forth, because we may need to utilize your services.
Got you. Well, I do vinyl printing. And I taught myself that because I figure if I teach myself as much as possible, I could cut out the middleman and I could help other people. So
there you go.
I did that. I enjoy traveling. I love spending time with my godkids, my nieces and my nephews and my family. They're like the world to me.
Yeah.
I'm a personal assistant as well. So I'm kind of on call with that. I'm ripping and running with that. And spend time with my boyfriend. We have fun together. He skates. He skates. I be mad. I can't do all that. But no. I'm just primarily, I live life. Do what you enjoy. I'm adventurous. So I like jet skiing, boating. Where can I go this time? What can I do next? That's me all day. And writing.
Pretty dope.
I write.
And that's pretty dope, because as I'm listening to you, and the first time I met you, I just felt this aura about you, and I'm just like, she's pretty dope, you know, and then hearing you speaking, now I'm seeing rainbows around your head and halos and everything else. I'm like, oh, and then your picture in the background is just staring us down. Like, like, what is y'all doing good? Is y'all doing
good? Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I try my best.
Inspiring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very much good. That means I'm doing my job. That means I'm doing my job. I try my best. You know, I'm not perfect. I get things wrong sometimes. But it's about how can I do better the next time is how I view it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, sometimes even struggling with depression, I battle with depression and PTSD. So music also saves me. It helps me. Working with the community, it helps build me up. Not just it, because ultimately it's not even about me. It's about purpose for me. And it's about, like I tell people all the time, you have to live on purpose and you have to love on purpose. Because if not, then you're just existing. You're just floating. You're just kind of wading through life. And life is supposed to be lived. It's not supposed to just, you know what I'm saying? So I've been through some things that most will be like, what? Like, why did you do that? Because I mean, I can be a little impulsive sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I've had altercations with law enforcement before. Not because I did anything wrong, but because witnessing them at the time, I was like 19, and they pulled us over. They had the wrong people in the first place, and they didn't really have cause. They pulled us over. They beat him pretty much almost to death, lying in a pool of blood. And all I saw was right and wrong. So I ran, I found a gap, I jumped through the gap and I just laid on him. And then I got hit. And then I got yanked off in handcuffs and went to jail and all that stuff. Wow. But to me, that's also community. Because at the end of the day, yeah, it can get very dangerous, and you got to be smart about the things that you do and use wisdom. But in my mind, the way I process it's like, okay, right is right and wrong is wrong, and community is everything, and just humanity. And so y'all actually bless me more than you know. I'm just simply a vessel trying to do my part. But you all, and just seeing communities come together and music, you guys really pour into me, you know, and I appreciate that a lot. I really do.
You're welcome. Well, we appreciate you for, you know,
I think
supporting
a lot of people probably feel that way about your music. Yeah. That you pour into them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We all playing our role, y'all. Full circle.
So right now, we are under this quarantine stuff going on. So you're staying sane by music.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not necessarily even going crazy, to be honest. I feel like it's just, for some people they say the universe, for others they say God. For me, it's just God's way of saying slow down, sit down. And focus on what you're supposed to be focusing on. Appreciate what you haven't taken the time to appreciate, and do better when this is over.
There you go. And you know what? I love that. So for everybody that is listening, take those words to heart. Take it to heart, because it's not that bad. Well, it's bad, but it could be worse. You know.
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely like we ain't Italy. Italy's on a whole
right. Yeah, you know, I've said it before too. While we are in the house or, you know, stuck with your family, take this time to get to know each other. You know, as you mentioned, this is probably just a way. Slow down, y'all. Slow down. Y'all getting ahead of yourselves. So slow down. I'm gonna tear it down a little bit, but I want you guys to build it up better, because what I'm seeing in the skate community is a lot more positivity for once than negative. Yes, and creativity than the negativity from before. You know, and I'm loving
it. It's awesome. It's like they're stripping the rings, which it sucks. It does suck. I'm not saying it doesn't. But now people are posting videos of themselves skating. They're tapping in they're focusing and narrowing in on themselves. You know, a lot of times, sometimes people will go to the skating rink and they'll go for a reason for themselves, but then they get distracted by everything around them.
Right.
Or you know how they say negativity can be contagious, right? So let's say you got skaters who love the music, and then they hear other people complaining, then they hear another person complaining, and they feel like, oh, maybe there is something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
No, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But just, you know, kind of narrowing on why you're going in the first place.
Right.
You know, and don't do the whole, because trend is okay. Trend is not necessarily bad, but how trend and popularity is used, sometimes it can be damaging to something that's supposed to be positive.
Yeah.
You know, and so, yeah, this whole quarantine thing is forcing people to look within themselves, look at what is in my environment that I can utilize to keep myself focused, to keep myself sane, to tap into my inner self or reflect on myself. That's really, I feel, aside from people getting sick and dying, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Right.
On the other hand, there's always a good in the midst of negative. There's always a good in the midst of something bad.
Right. Well,
so
that's definitely dope. You made me feel better about myself right now and everything that's going on.
Saying, I don't want to be in the house anymore.
Yeah, I mean, look at
quiet.
You guys, look at what you're doing.
Time to reflect.
Yeah. Well, I know for myself right now, I'm taking this time to focus on Skaters
Like, look
Konnect.
at the stuff you guys are doing.
And,
you guys are amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate it. A lot of hard work and dedication into this.
You are.
But, you know, it's all for the
So see, this is giving you guys time to build.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
And a platform, because now you guys can't go anywhere. You got to listen to us.
So,
right.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you for your time. We greatly appreciate it. I appreciate the mix that you provided for us. That
anytime.
Monday.
Yeah.
We're going to play again.
Yeah. I'm playing again, as a matter of fact. So,
Yeah.
So
we hope to get more from you so we can continue to bless the skate community and our non-skaters too.
Right.
That tune in.
Right.
Because they loved it. People texted and called and said, "Hey, who is that DJ?" So yeah.
So definitely keep moving forward. Keep doing what you do. You know, you have my support. You have Skaters Konnect support.
Definitely.
You know, so and
I appreciate
all the people that are tuning in. How can they get a hold of you?
My website, www.officialdjladyp.com. My Instagram, DJ Lady P. My Facebook, DJ Lady P. You can find me on there. Like I said, I talk back. Talk to me. I talk back.
DJ Lady P, y'all know how to get her now. I have one question. I read something on your Facebook page, and I'm assuming that you wrote it because it's your verbiage. And it started with a truly great DJ just for a moment. Do you remember that post?
There's a
we're starting to get a bad connection.
There's a little bit of a pause.
Yeah, we get a little bad connection.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's a truly great DJ just for a moment can make a whole room fall in love. Did you write that? The whole post?
Yeah.
I mean, is that some of your poetic flow?
I didn't.
You did or did not? I don't.
No, I didn't write that.
Okay.
But I did not. Okay. No, I did not write that, but it was exactly how I felt. And it
speaks volumes.
Something that I would say though, for sure.
It's definitely beautiful, and I could just see you saying that.
That I would say, and that's why.
Yeah, we have a really,
my motto is the sound of emotion.
Bad delay right now. Yeah, we have a really bad delay right now. I'm not sure what's going on, if it's our connection or your connection. I'm not sure. So, but I'll
read what was on your Facebook page, just so for those of you who are not on her page, you need to get on her page so you can see her live and you can see all the great posts that she makes.
Yeah.
But the post was,
as long as you ain't crazy. As long as you ain't crazy.
Look, I can't stop the crazies. I'm just sending them your way. You're gonna have to block them. Okay, so her post was, a truly great DJ just for a moment can make a whole room fall in love, because DJing is not about choosing a few tunes. It's about generating shared moods. It's about understanding the feelings of a group of people and directing them to a better place. In the hands of a master, records create rituals of spiritual communion that can be the most powerful event in people's lives. And that is so prolific.
It is. Yeah, it really is. Really is. And that does sound like you.
Yeah. That's everything.
Yeah.
That is definitely something that I would say is definitely something I believe. It's definitely something that I believe. And it's pretty much why I do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, once again, we appreciate your time. We actually got you off of your live feed. We know you interrupted your live feed on Instagram.
That's okay. I could always go back.
All right. We'll let you go ahead and get back to it. So, can't say thank you enough. You know, as I mentioned, keep doing what you're doing. Keep striving for those stars. And if you guys need any inspiration, make sure you guys follow
the rainbow.
Follow the rainbow. Just go on Facebook and look for a little halo in the corner. You know it's her. Just click on say
I like
add
that.
friend.
Thank you.
Add friend. But yeah. In all seriousness, you guys, make sure you guys follow her, support her. She's a dope DJ. And, you know, just support. You know, that's all I can say is just a support, because that's what we need in the skate community, is support of one another.
Yeah.
Okay, because there is enough to go around. So I'm definitely looking forward to when the rinks open back up and the skate parties start back, and I look on the card and I see Lady P right there. I'm like, oh, I'm rolling.
I'll be there at Soul Skate.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, we hope we all are there at Soul Skate.
Yeah.
Definitely. So you have a good night.
Shout out to Elvis, my boy Elvis.
Elvis. Shout out
to my boy Elvis. I got his shirt on.
Nice.
With the biz. All right.
Good deal.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Anytime. You too.